Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Kingdom Death Monster. We fought our first Screaming Antelope and did rather well. It was a little bit spooky because of all the rated 1d100 events, because those events usually scare me, because they do things like, break your arm. But overall, I can't complain. That was a lot of good stuff. So, settlement phase, we need to heal everybody. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We'll do gain endeavors. 4 survivors return, 2 of them are tinkers, so we have 6 endeavors. Also, we have 19 population, so we get an additional endeavor on top of that, so we have 7. So, 7 endeavors. Copy that. And then next, we need to update the calendar. So, we're going to go up to Lantern 6, and then we need to roll for a random settlement event. Put away these while we're at it. Heat wave. We've gotten this before. No one has any heavy or fur gear, so we're good on that front. Not too shabby. We can do breathe fumes now. All right. Anything else of note? We don't have cooking, so those don't matter. Okay, so this will be active for now. Next, we have to do the timeline. Timeline's at 6. We have Armored Strangers. I'll open my books just in case. It might have been updated. Alright, so I'm at Armored Strangers. Those are the Armored Strangers. Those are unfortunately probably us. And they have these little hellbirds that have lanterns on them. You are visited by enigmatic figures fully enclosed in armor. They march silently through the settlement. The only noise is a metallic clang as they pause before each survivor and tap their lantern halberds against the ground. The survivors have no choice but to helplessly await their mute deliberations. Add Kingsman to the nemesis counter list. The strangers count people and take action based on the population. So if you have 7 or less, they'll do a supportive action, else they do a destructive action. We have 19 population. So the strangers finish their count and draw their blades. Roll on the table below. I'm just comparing to see if there's any difference. Okay, it seems to be the same. All right, let's roll. 9. The strangers destroy a random innovation. Return the lost innovation card to the settlement innovation deck. The survivors may choose to resist but avoid this loss. So, resisting would mean we have to fight the Kingsman now. Which would be stop the settlement phase and prepare to depart for a special showdown with the Kingsman. After the showdown, resume the settlement. Do not gain endeavors. Draw a settlement event card or advance a lantern gear. So essentially it's another fight. And fighting the Kingsman has benefits, but the bad part is there's already on the timeline a point where we will fight the Kingsmen one way or the other, and if we resist now, when it reaches that point where we have to fight the Kingsmen, we have to fight it at one level higher, and that'll become very, very painful. So we're going to lose a random innovation. That's just going to happen. So I'm just going to roll 1d6, going from left to right. And what happens is it just takes that card and puts it back in the innovation deck. It doesn't mess with any of like the what do you call them? It doesn't mess with any of the consequences as far as I know. So roll 1d6. 2. We lose ammonia. That's bad. That's super bad. So that means we can't make leather. Which is really bad. We lost ammonia. This also means we don't have, we lose 1 departing survival. So, and then they just leave. That's all that happens after that. They show up, count how many of us are there, and then they just leave after they break our ammonia. They broke our piss. Yeah. Not much I can do about it. I mean, it's almost worth fighting for, but I'm not going to. I mean, the other option is I could do a reroll. I could do a reroll. I think you're supposed to reroll before you do the random check. Oh, that would be so bad. If I roll really low, Hitate will die. Going at this without ammonia is... The problem is if we don't have ammonia and we don't have shields, by the time we fight the Kingsman, we'll be in a different sort of trouble. The thing is they're all bad. Like, all the results are bad. The only one that's less bad is if we get a natural 10. Yeah, I'll take the loss. I'll lose the innovation, and we'll work from there. That does cause me a little pain because I don't actually have a. I'll have to go make a copy of the ammonia card and put it back in there, but I'll do that off screen. So yeah, that happened, and then they left, and now it's our turn. So we get to do our stuff now. So first things first, let's innovate. We'll take a monster organ, a bone, and a hide. And we'll shuffle this. Oh, I have to do this now, don't I? Alright, give me a moment. Okay. Alright, here's ammonia again. Put it back in the deck. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And draw 2. Family and scrap smelting. That could get us access to the blacksmith, but getting iron for the blacksmith is would be a challenge. Like, how much iron would that take if I... Because, I mean, we could try making metal shields instead of leather ones. That is an option. Oh, also, since we have that specialization we talked about earlier, guitar specialization. When attacking with a guitar, cancel reactions on the first selected hit location. So pretty useful, because it'll cancel those ones that automatically go off. Or ones that, you know, if you ever fail. So gear, blacksmith. Yeah, there's the beacon shield, but I don't think that's going to be doable. What would it take to make a beacon shield? 2 iron. It would be 6 scrap, and it takes leather, so I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. Okay, so scrap smelting is off the table. We'll just take family. Family will give us +1 departing survival. Survivors nominated from intimacy may give themselves a surname if they do not have one. A newborn survivor inherits the surname of one parent, their weapon type, and half of their proficiency levels. So this is useful because you can inherit people's weapon types, so you can start building up proficiency at 0 experience, which is nice. So yeah, we'll go ahead and grab that. We're back up to 3 departing survival. We'll add family. Our consequences for family is Clan of Death, which is amazing. Getting Clan of Death is +1 accuracy, +1 strength, and +1 evasion for all newborns. It's a game changer. Alright, so we'll search the deck for... Wait, why is there no Clan of Death? Oh, there it is. Yep. Alright, back up to 12 on that. Not too concerned about those. So we have all this hide now, and I was like looking forward to, like, you know, making some leather, but that's not an option anymore. We can start making the Screaming Antelope set, though. Do we have a stone circle, though? I'm pretty sure we don't. So I guess that's the next thing on our agenda. Stone circle. Takes 3 organs and a hide and an endeavor. So I'll do that. That's going to use up pretty much all of our organs. And 1 hide. Alright, so that puts us in this situation. We have only that left now. I don't think we have anything down here. We don't. All right, so we make the stone circle. I was also going to, maybe make a bone sickle, because getting that up and running would have been great. But no, knights had to come and break my junk. They broke the piss. Stone circle. There's a way we can get it back if we go and do White Lions, and there's a hunt event where if we have enough understanding, we can get ammonia for free. So that might be what I have to do. Not the best option, but it is an option. But before I do any of that, what are my options? There's the bone earrings. Sorry, cat's been jumping on the desk. Gear, stone circle. Okay. Bone earrings. At the start of the showdown, gain +2 speed and +2 strength tokens if insane, and all gear in your gear grid has the bone keyword. Yeah, this is pretty powerful, but at the same time, if there's not much in the form of bone armor, so you're essentially kind of going all offense with something like this, which is not a bad thing. Also, you would have to use essentially a bone weapon, which there are only so many. The skullcap hammer would be one. I would just have to make sure everything else is has to be bone type. Alright, that's an option. Okay, so we can go for bone earrings, which would pretty much eat up the rest of my bone, I think. Yeah, it would. There are katars that are actually pretty good here too. They're beast knuckles, which can debuff toughness. They're also a little bit more accurate and stronger. Blood paint's really good, but we don't have paint yet. There's the charms, which can be interesting, but you have to have 5 squares to make it do anything. Also, it counts as a square. Can't do... So yeah, what we can do... We can make 2 pieces of the screaming set. We can make the bracers and the skirt. Or skirt and leg warmers. And then take those 2 bone to make the bone earrings. I think that's my best options. So I think I'll go with that. The screaming. So there's the bracers. On arrival, if possible, add an acanthus plant terrain card to the showdown. When you activate terrain, you may add +2 to the roll result. I think they changed these. The code's still the same. This one protects you from severe injuries. It also counts as 3 armor. That's really good. And then the leg warmers. On arrival, your feet hurt. Gain +3 insanity. This game and its humor. Alright. I think I go bracers and then skirt. I think that might be the best bet. So making sure. Yeah. That's pretty much the best combination if I want to get just the most stuff out of it. And then of course there's the... And I don't think they count as bone. I'm fairly certain they're not bone. No, they're fur. The screaming horns are bone. But I don't think the others are. They're fur. Yeah, they're all fur. Okay. So not a big deal. So yeah, I'll go bracers and skirt. Because because then I can add another acanthus plant to the field and start gathering those. Speaking of the acanthus plants, I'm going to spend this as fresh acanthus. I'll do that in a second. So screaming, skirt. And bracers. And that will be 2 pelts and a hide for those. Okay, and then the hide. That brings us, okay, so that's all filled up again. Shuffle. And then the shank bone and the tooth will get used up as well. And I'll bring back all the resources to the antelope deck. That leaves me with the 2 bugs, which I'm probably not going to do anything with. And let's go ahead and make those bone earrings. Yeah, so you end up making kind of a glass cannon using bone earrings, but it's still an option. All right, takes care of those, and then let's get the dried acanthus. All that takes is just a single fresh acanthus to make. And what this does is when you depart, gain +2 survival. When you suffer a severe injury, ignore it and archive this card instead. You don't get a choice for this, by the way. You have to archive it. But it's still better than suffering an injury. So, good stuff. Alright, so we got all that going for us. I guess the question is what do I'll have to figure out who to give this to and kind of go from there. Essentially, whoever's using the skull cap is going to have the bone earrings. And that means the cat eye circlet has to be handed off to somebody else. I guess it could be handed off to you, maybe. We actually have some good variety of weapons. We got a bow, but we have a bow, period, and then we have, the guitars that are decent. We have a decent axe, a decent sword, and a decent club. So I kind of got everything going there. Bone darts I'm going to put aside, and I'll replace with the dried acanthus. Actually, dried acanthus will go to somebody else, like you. Alright, and we have like 1,000,000 founding stones now. I can't give the founding stones to the person that has the earrings because that founding stones are not bone. So yeah, that's a thing. Scrap sword. Guitars. Let's get those out of the way. Do something like this. Kind of seeing what options I have. I can do that to make a blue. Yeah, okay, so we can get rid of the cloth, grab this, put this here, put this down here. Large variety of weapons. Put that there. You're going to carry all the founding stones. You can carry all these. And the bone darts. Okay, so that's kind of a setup. That's something. So yeah, with all this set up, I have a variety of weapons, period. Can actually take the bone axe out and put the screaming bracers there. And I'll satisfy. Yep. So with this, if I take the sword with me, if I use the sword, I'll have deadly, which isn't too bad. And in a pinch, I can always switch over to the counterweighted axe, which has reach. So there's that. We're good on those. Bone darts actually are bone, so that'll actually go well with the bone earrings. It has to be someone that's insane in order to get the benefit of the earrings, by the way. So, with all that said and done, I'm going to spend an endeavor. No, I was thinking about doing stone noses, but those aren't bone, so that won't help. Man, I've never had I usually get like lots of organs, and I end up just making a whole lot of accessory type items, but I've been kind of just starving on those, using them for crafting an axe or the circlet and stuff. We're gonna be going for the cat again, because I need to try to get ammonia back like soon. Because without leather armor and without leather shields, the Kingsman's going to be a problem. Any other options? All right, let's go ahead and spend our endeavors. Let's do shrine first. Okay, all departing survivors are going to get +1 insanity this time. Yep, +1 insanity. I'm not going to reroll, that's fine. I kind of need the insanity anyway. So that takes care of that. We're down to 5. We do have the breathe fume stuff, which is nice. Oh, also, I can't... let's see. If you depart with heavy gear in your gear grid, set your survival to 0 after applying all bonus. Okay. So, the initial event, if you had heavy and fur, you suffer heat stroke. But departing, the only restriction is you can't have heavy gear. So we can actually depart with the fur. And none of it's heavy. Armor set fur. Armor set fur. Yeah, those are fine. Those are fine. And skull helms are just bone and fragile. Okay. That's doable. Okay. So with all that said and done, let's go ahead and do breathe fumes. I will go with Hitate first. She may get a random disorder, but that's okay. So 1d10. 6, that's random disorder. Yep, and intimacy. So let's go ahead and do the disorder first. Rageaholic. Whenever you suffer a severe injury, you also suffer the frenzy brain trauma. That's kind of interesting. So and then your rage boils out of control, causing you to see ray at the slightest provocation. Okay, so I mean, if I'm at the point where I'm suffering severe injuries, it's either I got countered really bad or I'm out of survival. In which case, frenzy's not going to be a big issue. So Rageaholic. Okay, so we got that, and then that triggers intimacy. The people that I would like to get that started with. Kind of seeing what my options are. Let's do Aya. Unzon, what are your proficiencies? Can you load a little bit faster? Thank you. You don't have any proficiencies yet. Okay, good to know. So whoever the newborns are going to end up getting whatever I pass along. When rounding, is it rounded up or rounded down? That's a question. Rounded down. So whatever I pick, they're just going to start with 1 rank in it, which is fine. Question is what do I want people to start with? Lily Black, you have bow. Yes, you do. You don't have any survival, but you have that going for you. Alright, Unzon and Lily Black. Actually, Hitate and Unzon. That'll be our choices. Close that. Alright, so actually, no. Sorry, I'm just flip-flopping here. We'll do Aya and Unzon. Aya and Unzon are going to be the intimacy here. I could give them a surname, I'm not going to. 2d10. Okay, I'm going to spin Unzon's reroll. And I'll reroll that 1d10. That's still a fail. And I have to pick I have to take the result. So, unfortunately, that's going to be our first death from intimacy. It was bound to happen eventually. All right, so 3 is the female survivor perishes with her child during birth. The settlement is cast in gloom. The male survivor mourns, gaining a random disorder and 3 insanity. So he's up to 7 insanity. Gets a random disorder. Prey. You may not spend survival unless you are insane. Well, convenient. You are prey. All there is for you is death. Alright, he gets prey. It does, and we lose Aya, which sucks. Alright, well, bye-bye Aya. So that takes care of Aya. I don't need her sheet anymore. Nope, I don't. So close it. And we'll add her to the dead pile. Also, we get an endeavor back because someone died during the settlement phase. And unfortunately, no one's going to have club proficiency for a while. There's our third death. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and endeavor again with Hidate, same thing. I'm spending the endeavor we just got back. Alright, perfect 10. I think that's extra sense again, which I already have. Probably should have somebody else do this. Probably. Alright, so that should bring us back down to 4. Because we had 7 at the start, we innovated, we built the stone circle, and then we got the intimacy, and then we got an endeavor back, and then we used it, so we're back down to 4. Alright. Kamachi. You do it. 1d10. 5. Intimacy and a random disorder. Oh, nope. Just +1 understanding and pass out. Skip next hunt. Never mind. So, +1 understanding. And skip next hunt. That's what I was trying to get. I was trying to get the +1 understanding one, but I didn't get it. Alright. So she passes out. Lily Black was already skipping next hunt. I'll go ahead and roll for her next. So 1d10. She also passes out again and gets +1 understanding. Brings us down to 2. And then I will go ahead and we'll do what's Shizua at? I'll do Shizua. Alright, so 1d10. Again, passed out and +1 understanding, but that does trigger something for her. She gets Tinker. She skips the next hunt again, and then I'll roll 1d10 for her insight. 7. That's intimacy. Insight. 7 is gain 1 endeavor, the settlement phase, so we're back up to 2 again. She's passed out. Who else can I get passed out? I think the others I haven't done much with. Alright, then in that case, Yuka. Give it a shot. 8. 8 is gain extra sense fighting art. Alright. Good to go on that. And then Shikiaki. Sure. We'll send Shikieki. 5, and I think that is, yep, skips next hunt again. I think she skipped a, yeah, she skipped a hunt for some other injury earlier. In any case, she gets +1 understanding, and she's skipping next hunt again. So pretty much everyone that's skipping next hunt are skipping next hunt, except for, yeah, I think all the people I rolled on before. Wait, let me check something. Alright, I think I'm out of it. I think the last one was Shikieki. I think that was it. I went through the footage to kind of count them and see what it is. It seems to be. I think I've done all of them. So unfortunately, we lost a population, which is kind of for the norm for survival of fittest. But also, we just kept rolling either really good or really bad, which is a little unfortunate. The chances of getting intimacy is higher than if I had done it with auguries, I believe. Yeah. It's, what is it, 8+? I guess technically with, if you're using someone with high, I guess technically augury is actually slightly higher, but the benefits for the, of getting extra sense and understanding and stuff is pretty useful, and it doesn't cost resources. So, it is what it is. So, we did lose Aya. I'll update the population and all that after the fact. But yeah, we're down to 18. So, unfortunately, we didn't hit 20. But that's all right. We did get a lot of good resources. We lost ammonia, which really sucks. We're going to be fighting. We're going to we have to hunt white lions and hope we get it back, either through events or we get lucky on the draw. What makes this really difficult is originally, you would get ammonia like early on when there's only 6 cards in the deck, but now there's twice as many, and that includes the consequences from ammonia, which actually I think I have both. Yeah, I already have the consequences of. Nope, there's still bloodletting. So yeah, we'll make do though. I can also hope for Clan of Death and hope I roll better. I mean, we've been rolling pretty good despite the penalty we've had. So eventually, I was going to fail the coin flip, and failing it 2 times in a row is kind of viable at this point since I succeeded so many times before. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and call this a video then. I don't think there's anything else I need to take care of. I'll update the resources to add the 2 bugs that we still have left. Everything else should be fine, and I'll find people to send on the hunt, which a lot of our people are now skipping next hunt again, so that's going to limit my numbers a little bit, but that's okay, as long as one person has at least high understanding. So, I'm the Depressed Eeyore, this was Kingdom Death Monster, see you guys next time.